Well, I've really outdone myself because this is undoubtedly the biggest DVD and Blu-ray update I've ever done for this channel. This is going to take way more than 2 videos, people. But that's what I get for letting an entire year pass between when I last filmed a DVD and Blu-ray update while being employed for almost all of that year. Like, it literally took me 3 trips with this drawer to get everything down here. I needed a drawer. That tells you something. So, first, I'm actually going to show you a few things that are re-acquisitions, but mostly in better packaging. So, first thing I reacquired was the West Wing, because the reason being is that even though most of these original cases are done in the same style, these first 3 seasons they had dual-sided discs, and then seasons 4 and 5, the case holder that had the discs actually came out the other side compared to these 3 seasons and the last 2. Depending on what editions you have of season sets of Smallville, you might know what I'm talking about, but I just didn't trust all those double-sided discs to last them forever, and I really was not a fan of the seasons 4 and 5 packaging, which is why I'm glad to have them in just regular oversized cases. Although, interestingly, when I got this set, the first 3 seasons were actually in white cases instead of black, which is what they're pictured on the backing for that set. So I ended up getting 3 different empty black keep cases that could each hold 7 discs. But if you have the original sets, I would recommend you keep the first 3 season sets, because while seasons 4 through 7 are single-sided discs, again, first 3 are dual-sided, and I don't know how easy it is to get the first 3 seasons again with just the single-sided, so be careful there. Next thing I reacquired was Ben-hur, all in regular size keep cases, because while seasons 4 through 6 were in regular keep cases, the first 3 seasons weren't, which wasn't that big of a deal for the first 2, but the third one, that unfolding thing, just never fit back inside its case, and this cuts down a little on shelf space. Then my final reacquisition was the US version of The Office, all in keep cases, because over time the edges of those unfolding digipacks that go into those sleeves, it just becomes harder and harder to do that. Plus, I have the bonus disc for the 6th season, because that's the only bonus disc that you can't really get anywhere, because the Blu-ray set has the bonus disc features for season 2 and season 3, but I had already downloaded those. And if you have the Office Overtime Shorts DVD, you have the features that are on the season 4 and season 5 bonus disc, but those actually aren't on the Blu-ray. Same thing with season 6, but season 16 you just can't really find anywhere. Now I know what you're thinking, but if the whole show is on Blu-ray, why did you get the DVD? Simple. I don't really think getting a sitcom on Blu-ray really adds anything, and I've heard all kinds of complaints from people that how should I phrase this? The discs had menu issues, that kind of a thing. Plus, currently the first 4 seasons, they don't seem to be available to buy separately on Blu-ray. Now granted, it stands to reason that eventually they'll release them separately, but if your discs have problems, even though Blu-ray discs are excellent at not having Blums have only ever had a couple, and they were all used. You know? So this is a safer bet. Although I am going to be picking up the 9th season on Blu-ray so I can get the exclusive feature that's on that set, and then I'll be good with The Office because I'll have everything. Actually, I do have one more reacquisition. I completely forgot about it because it's so far back here. I got, again, all of Smallville, but for you sharp-eyed people, you would know that because this is the complete series collection, it also comes with 2 bonus discs. Now, according to Captain Logan on Geekvolution, while he was showing off his Blu-ray version of this, apparently all of that stuff is available in other sources, but I seem to recall that I did some poking around and I couldn't find anything. I don't know, but just to give you an idea of some of the bonus disc stuff, you've got a retrospective look at the series with season featurettes, so that might be part of the other things. Secret Origin, the story of DC Comics documentary, A Decade of Comic-Con, Rare 2006, Aquaman in 1961, The Adventures of Superboy Pilots, oh, I didn't know that was in there, celebration of the 100th episode, milestone and free featurettes, and Paley Fest 2004 event. There could be more in there. You ask around, people will tell you what's actually on here. And again, why did I not get to the Blu-ray, especially when they have individual cases for every season sets? The first few seasons I don't think are available to buy individually, so again, if they have problems, right. But at some point down the line, if they're cheap enough, I might end up getting them. It all depends. Now this next thing is something that I am gonna desire to get into quite by accident, because I had heard of this show on and off, but it always struck me as like an older show, even though when I looked at the dates of production, it's just barely older than a couple of other shows that are similar to this, and I actually do recall seeing tiny tidbits of like 2 or 3 episodes, and as research has shown me, I'm actually semi-familiar with a decent amount of people that have appeared on this show than I had been led to believe, although in the case of all the main people, it's because of this show that I encountered them in other places, most likely. But they were showing a few episodes of this show at the grocery store that I work at, and after I got about an episode's worth of experimenting with the show, I'm like, you know, I think I'd actually like to get into this and learn what it's really about. So I got the complete box set of Friends. And just to be clear, this is the older box set of this show, so while it does have the extended versions of the episodes, they're all presented in full screen, but having compared an episode to what I saw at work, I can tell that I'm not really missing that much on the sides. It's the same thing with MASH. If you saw the original 16:9 image, because the cameras that they used to film that show were widescreen, you're really not seeing that much. And in fact, if there's scenes with mirrors there in either of these shows, you're probably going to see something that you shouldn't see. But yeah, I was really surprised that I was actually familiar with 4 of the main actors on the side of the show: Jennifer Aniston, Matthew Perry, Courtney Cox, and David Schwimmer. I've never heard his last name spoken out loud, but he's the original drill sergeant in Band of Brothers. So that was a real shock. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to eventually doing a proper binge watch of this and getting into it, because having checked out the first couple of episodes, I was entertained by it. Although I'm probably going to be buying the new Blu-ray box set at some point, because that has a bonus disc that isn't included in this set or the new DVD box set. But why did I emphasize that I got the old DVD box set? Simple. It's because that new DVD box set has fewer discs than this set. And like with that new Blu-ray box set, that's the only way to get the show. So if you have trouble with just one of your discs, you know what I mean? So better to get this, so that way I can replace everything. And again, getting the sitcom on Blu-ray, it doesn't really add that much. That being said, though, you're like, well, why are you getting the bonus disc? Because it looks like those special features are going to be really interesting. And if I was willing to pay $40 to buy Lost Girls Season 2 on Blu-ray just to get the slipcover, because that was the only one that didn't come with a slipcover when I bought it, you can finish the thought. Now this next group of things that I'm going to show you is a TV show and movie that I saw a good amount of while I was in late middle school, early high school, but then after a couple seasons I kind of petered out with it. It just wasn't gripping me. Well, it seems like it's a little bit of a bummer that I stopped there, because after those first couple of seasons I've been told that the show actually does get better, but you gotta watch like everything in order to fully appreciate it. And, well, since I plan on collecting just about everything in this franchise, there's a few things I'm not gonna bother with, but this was something that I really did want to get. So, I got the entire show and movie of Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, I bet you're all wondering, hold on a second, but this show is available on Blu-ray and it has exclusive features on Blu-ray. True. Very true, but there aren't exclusive features for everything. And Season 7 here, which is on top, it's only available on DVD. Yeah. But I also came to learn that for the movie here, along with Season 1, the Blu-ray has the exact same amount of features. And then for Seasons 2 through 5, most of those exclusive features are really just artwork drawings, three-dimensional models of the characters, and things like that. The only things that are actually proper extras on those Blu-ray sets that are exclusive to them are deleted and extended scenes, even though some of those deleted or extended scenes show like rough animations, so to speak, meaning that they hadn't finalized all the background situations. Well, get this. Somebody uploaded all of those deleted and extended scenes onto here, so I downloaded them along with some deleted stuff for the last season. The only season that I couldn't find the exclusive features for was the 6th season, which out of all the seasons on Blu-ray was the only one that was semi-easy to track down. Sorry about the dogs barking, we got 2 now. So when I learned that, I'm just like, well, since I have pretty much everything that's exclusive on Blu-ray, I'll just get the DVDs, because buying them in bulk was way easier than tracking down the individual Blu-ray sets. And then I'll just buy the 6th season separately on Blu-ray, even though it's really just one featurette that's exclusive to that set. And that's what I did. So, unless you're really willing to bleed the wallet, you're actually better off just getting the DVDs and then downloading the exclusive features, which I'll put in the description if they're still there. Right. Now, this next batch of stuff is actually the same story told in different form over and over and over again, because I already own the main movie or version that everyone talks about of this story, but I got a desire to check out the original book that movie was based on. And then I just decided, you know what, let's check out everything that's related to this story. So, I got Ben-Hur. Wait. Ben-Hur. No. Oh, this is ridiculous! You're in here someplace! Yes. I literally bought 7 different versions of Ben-Hur, because that's how many are out there. Because you have the original book, which was written in like 1890, then you had a 1907 silent movie that is in public domain, so you can find it. I'll link you the version that I downloaded. Then you have the 1927 silent movie, which is an extra on this, the 5-disc DVD, and the free disc Super Collector's Blu-ray that I have. But I decided to get this because while it's not too hard to buy this movie on Blu-ray, getting that disc of extras is kind of hard to get, because you can only get it in that big edition that I showed you multiple years ago. So I decided to get the 4-disc DVD edition, because with this 4-disc DVD edition, which is much easier to find than the 5-disc DVD version of that Blu-ray box set that I've got, all you're missing is one documentary, which is about remembering Charlton Heston, and it seems like that documentary is available to buy on Amazon, but no one has pirated the documentary or anything like that. So now everything is backed up, and if my Blu-ray discs have problems, I can easily rebuy them. But I learned that there were multiple other versions, because Charlton Heston did a animated version in 2003 where he reprised his role. Then there was a mini-series that was done in 2008, and I'm pretty sure that Lana Lane from Smallville is actually in here. Then there's a half-hour cartoon version, which is part of like a bigger series, Heroes of the Faith it might be called, but this is available separately, which I'm grateful for. Although you can find both cartoon versions on here and download those as well. Then I got the Asylum version of Ben-Hur in the name of Ben-Hur, but I've been told that the character Ben-Hur barely ever appears in here. But it was like, whatever, if I'm going this all out to collect versions of Ben-Hur, I'll get this too. And then I got the newest version that has Morgan Freeman in a small role, which I've actually already seen, but it's been years, even though I didn't totally care for it. But had to get this on Blu-ray because only the Blu-ray has the special features for this movie, which is kind of disappointing because I would have liked to have kept them all on DVD. And the 1927 version, or whatever year it was made, it was definitely in the 20s. It supposedly has a separate release from the 50s version, but from what the reviews on Amazon told me, it has a watermark present throughout the entire movie, so I wouldn't bother with that. I would just get this. Right. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking all that out, because I have the book downloaded via Kindle, well, a Kindle app. I didn't actually buy a Kindle. Why would you buy an actual Kindle, honestly? I just download the app. So I plan on reading that at some point and working my way through all the different versions of this movie, but of course that's going to take freaking forever for me to do. Alright, so we've hit 20 minutes and we're not even anywhere close to getting the DVDs done, so see you in the next part.